Good day, everyone. This is your subject, Social Studies, grade 7A and 7B. Your teacher here, Miss Michelle Joy. This video will serve as a recap makeup class, especially for the students who weren't able to attend our class virtually. Let's proceed to our online learning discussion now. Class, before we proceed to our online learning discussion, I would like us to have a short recap or review of the last topics that we have discussed, which was about Asia's natural resources. So in West Asia, we can find arable land and we can do animal gazing. In South Asia, we can find spices or crops, forests, mangrove forests, and animals. In Southeast Asia, we have forests, water bodies, and biodiversity, various animals, reptiles, and birds. In North Asia, we can find gold, silver, and copper. And in East Asia, we have rich mineral deposits, crop, and animals. So this was the topic we have discussed last time. Class, for the objectives of our lesson today, students must be able to know about Australia and students must be able to know facts about Australia. So at the end of our online discussion, I hope that you can at least say something about Australia and what you have learned about Australia today. Class, our topics for today are the following. Letter A, territories of Australia and facts about Australia. These are the words to learn. Please repeat after me so you can practice your listening skills and your speaking skills even if you are just at home. Are you ready now? Let's start reading. Number 1, fact. Number 2, state. Number 3, country. Number 4, territories. And number 5, capital city. Now let's read the meaning of these words one by one. Fact. It means conviction, truth, reality, actuality, certitude, certainty, confidence, sureness, verity, and assuredness. Means the information is 100% true and real. The next word is state. What are other words for state? Say, nation, land, commonwealth, express, country, situation, condition, tell, affirm. So class, Australia doesn't have any country, but it has 7 territories and different states. The next word is country. It means nation, state, land, countryside, national. So a country has its own set of rules and government and also language and the currency that they use. The fourth word is territories, which means area, region, district, province, domain, field, realm, terrain, zone, and country. So when you say territory class, it's an area or a region that belongs to a certain state or nation. And the last word is capital city. It means metropolis, capital, capital, chief town, provincial capital. Usually, class, when you say capital city, it is the most important city of a certain country. So these are the 5 words that can help us to better understand our lesson for today. Let's read them again from numbers 1 to 5. Fact, state, country, territories, and capital city.
This is Earth. Maybe you've heard of it? I sure hope so, because you live on one of its 7 continents. This one's most known for its desert landscapes and unique animals. Australia. Australia is the smallest of the 7 continents, and it's entirely surrounded by water. It's also the only country in the world that covers an entire continent. At almost 3 million square miles, Australia is located below Asia in the southern hemisphere. That's how it got its nickname, the Land Down Under. Life down under is very unusual. It can go from scorching dry temperatures to very subtropical. In the southern hemisphere, stars and constellations appear upside down and reversed compared to the northern hemisphere. This is because the Earth turns on its axis from the north to the South Pole. even the seasons are in reverse. So get out your winter parkas in the summer and surfboards during the holidays. And you'll definitely need sunscreen if you visit one of Australia's many deserts, like the Great Victoria Desert, the largest desert in the continent. Australia's warm, sunny climate and giant open spaces make for great outdoor adventures. Ready to camp out underneath the stars in the Australian outback? On clear nights, you can see almost 3,000 stars. Want to take a dip in the ocean? There are over 1,500 species of fish that live in the Great Barrier Reef, located in the Pacific Ocean, the largest coral reef in the world. Another natural wonder can be found in the heart of the continent, Uluru, a sacred rock formation that stands 1,100 feet tall. And of course, there are some incredible animals in Australia, like kangaroos and emus that live on the coast, and the cute marsupials like koalas and wombats, and unique animals like the platypus and camels. Australia has almost 1,000 different reptile species, including some of the most dangerous snakes. Even though many of the world's deadliest species live here, Australia is home to over 24 million people. The continent's first people arrived in Australia about 50,000 years ago. Australia is one of the most ethnically and geographically diverse nations in the world. What an incredible place! A beautiful island. I mean, country. Wait, continent. Well, you know what I mean. All of the above. Australia.
Plus, this is the map of Australia. So you can see here that Australia is surrounded with different bodies of water like Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Coral Sea, and Timor Sea. You can see here the Great Barrier Reef, which is home to 1,500 different species of animals. We can see here the capital city of Australia is Canberra. Now, class, Australia is a continent, a country, and an island. This is the only continent which has only one country, and the name is the same as the name of the continent, which is Australia. It is a country and an island country because it is surrounded with different bodies of water. So in Australia, class, we have 7 territories, and they are Western Australia, the capital city is Perth; Northern Territory, the capital city is Darwin; South Australia, the capital is Adelaide; Queensland, the capital is Brisbane; New South Wales, the capital is Sydney; Victoria, the capital is Melbourne; Tasmania, the capital is Hobart; and of course, the capital city of this country is Canberra.
Hey guys, welcome to Australia! Keep a lookout on this wild adventure as you might meet the world's most dangerous snakes, some venomous spiders, great white sharks, and even giant jumping animals with babies in their pockets. Stay tuned for a crazy trip down under. Hit the thumbs up button to like this video and make sure you click the links in the description below to help you learn even more. Our world is made up of 7 pieces of land called continents. The country Australia is on a continent which is also called Australia. Australia is in the bottom half of our beautiful planet Earth. This is called the Southern Hemisphere. The first people who ever lived in Australia are known as Aboriginal Australians. They created some cool things, including a musical instrument called a didgeridoo. This is a long tube traditionally made from wood. It makes a very unique sound. Listen. How cool is that? They also made boomerangs. Boomerangs are curved sticks for throwing, but they are not like usual sticks, because if you throw a boomerang correctly, it will come back to you. That's right, you throw it and it travels in a circle all the way back to where it started. There are some amazing cities and buildings in Australia. capital city is called Canberra. This city is called Sydney. What a gorgeous place. This is the Sydney Opera House. It looks a bit like a sailing boat, don't you think? There is a gigantic area in Australia called the Outback. In the middle of the Outback is a huge rock called Uluru, or Ayers Rock. It is taller than most buildings and goes a long way under the ground as well. Not many people live in the Outback, but it is home to lots of snakes. Australia has some of the most dangerous snakes in the world slithering around. Snakes are carnivores. This means they eat meat and animals and not plants. They don't have eyelids, so they sleep with their eyes open. Despite what you might think, snakes are not slimy. They are actually dry and smooth if you touch them, but I strongly advise that if you see any snakes in the Outback, you do not touch them. Let's leave the snakes alone and get away. Ah, great! A spider instead! Australia is home to some of the world's most dangerous spiders. While these might seem a little scary, it is actually very unusual for someone to be badly harmed by a spider. Medicines are pretty good at looking after people, so these are not as worrying as they seem. You might see some large spiders around the place, but try not to worry. I think we need to cool off. Let's pop in the sea for a swim. Ah, shark! These incredible creatures are a type of fish. Sharks come in all shapes and sizes. Some of the biggest and baddest sharks live around Australia. No surprise there. Similar to spiders, people tend to be more scared of sharks than they need to be. It is very rare for a shark to attack a person. Maybe a good idea to not try to swim towards them though. The sea in Australia is full of amazing fish and other sea life. There is a large area of coral under the sea in Australia called the Great Barrier Reef. This beautiful underwater paradise is home to some amazing, colourful and rare creatures. Wow! Whether you're on the land or under the sea, Australia certainly has a lot of incredible animals. But we haven't yet met the most famous Australian animal of all. Can you guess what it is? It's tall. In the wild, it can only be seen in Australia, and it can jump really, really high. You guessed it, kangaroo. Kangaroos are the national animal of Australia, and they are very important. Baby kangaroos are called joeys. Mummy kangaroos have big fur pockets on the front of their bodies. The baby, or joey, starts its life inside the pouch and spends its time there eating and growing strong until it's big enough to pop out and start exploring the world. Aren't they so cute? Speaking of cute, another animal which naturally only lives in Australia is called the koala. Koala babies are called joeys. Well, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. The koala joeys live inside pouches on their mums'. I'm sure we've heard this about kangaroos. Both kangaroo joeys and koala joeys drink their mum's milk in the pouch. But baby koalas also eat their mum's poop. Not so cute anymore, huh? Well, Australia seems like an amazing place to me. No wonder all these unique animals want to live there. Hit like to let us know you enjoyed this video.
Now class, let us read some facts about Australia. So its official name is Commonwealth of Australia, capital city is Canberra, population is over 25 million in 2019. The language that they use is English. Their currency is Australian dollar. The government is representative democracy. Their religion is mainly Christian, and their national day is January 26, or they call it Australia Day. Did you know that the outback takes up around 70% of Australia and is populated by only 3%? 90% of Australians live on the coast. Unique Australian animals, marsupials. States and territories of Australia. So we have Western Australia, its capital is Perth. Next is Northern Territory, the capital is Darwin. Next is South Australia, the capital is Adelaide. Next is Queensland, the capital is Brisbane. Next we have New South Wales, the capital is Sydney. We have Victoria, the capital is Melbourne. And the last one, we have Tasmania, the capital is Hobart. And of course, the capital city of Australia is Canberra. Class, just to summarize the topics that we have discussed, which is about Australia. So this is the map of Australia. You can see it is surrounded with different bodies of water, Indian Ocean and Southern Ocean. We have the Great Barrier Reef here and the Gulf of Carpentaria. Next, these are the major territories of Australia. We have Western Australia, Perth, the capital city. Northern Territory, Darwin, the capital city. South Australia, Adelaide as the capital city. Queensland, Brisbane as the capital city. New South Wales, Sydney as the capital city. Victoria, Melbourne as the capital city. And Tasmania, Hobart as the capital city. The capital city of Australia is Canberra. Now class, for your activity, please click the link in the Google Classroom so that you can answer it, which is live worksheet, and it looks like this. Please write the capital cities on the map. The 6 states in Australia, the first letter is given. What are the 2 territories in Australia? And fill in the missing words. Next, you have to identify the pictures. Answer number 6. Number 7, read the short story and then answer. Number 8 and number 9. Now click finish, click check my answer, screenshot your score, and write your name. Upload in Social Studies album in your line group. Good luck, everyone! Class, we now come to the end of our online learning discussion. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, please feel free to call me or send me a message in my line account, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much, and I hope you have learned something about Australia today. I'll see you again next week. Enjoy your weekend. Goodbye, everyone.